you have a lot of degrees.
No, just three.
So you have economics,
An MBA?
MBA what?
Operations management. Honored to be a doctor, actually.
So Femi, you mentioned you have, seems like you have a lot of degrees.
No, just three.
Economics.
I want to do my PhD though.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you have economics and what else?
An MBA?
MBA what?
Yeah, operations management.
Management and what, and data analytics?
Yes.
That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. This man likes to study. Anyway, so where did you get your, was this all in the United States? Do you mind expanding on where it all started from?
Yeah, so growing up, my mom had a school, so I was very in line with the academics side of life. So after school, I got like French teacher, I got a further math teacher. So she always put me on the path to like academics, right? So it wasn't new to me. So for my childhood, I always wanted to study. I was honored to be a doctor actually. So the funny story is, one of our neighbors came to the house and was like, if I was going to do medicine, I should out of the country rather than in Nigeria because it's more marketable, right? So I was like, you know what, right now I still want to study in Nigeria, at least for my first degree. So I did my first degree in economics at Babcock University, in Elisha Remo, Ogun State in Nigeria. Then after that, got a job. Moved on to work for like 4 or 5 years in the energy industry. Then I was trying to go into the managerial position. So at that point, I was like, what's the best degree to study for being a manager? So I went into my MBA program at University of Lagos. Then 2018, that's when I came to the United States to pursue my master's in data analytics.
Amazing. So you got 2 degrees in Nigeria. So
Correct.
If you ask me, I'll say you were doing pretty good in Nigeria.
Yes, I was doing, compared to most people, I was working in the energy industry, like oil and gas. So in Nigeria then, there are only 2 fields that like give you a lot of money or like, boost your career. So you have banking and you have oil and gas.
So young man making money. So I love that. So if you were doing good,
right,
what inspired your move? Like, why, you're doing good in Nigeria. Is like, what made you say, you know what, I'm going to come to America. I want to change things.
Right. So fortunately, the company I worked for is called Schlumberger. That was out of college, and that's where I did my NYC. For those who don't know, NYC is like the youth service program. When you finish school in Nigeria, like your bachelor's or whatever, you go for your NYC. So I was posted to Schlumberger, right, for about the 12 months service program. So while at Schlumberger, I got retained, and once you finish that program, right, to get into the company, you have to write a series of test interviews, which I was successfully. Then you get exposed to different types of travel. So my first trip then was to Paris.
Ooh,
yeah, so
been to Paris.
Yeah,
okay.
I got. They sent us on a 2 weeks orientation to Paris. Then after that, for the proper work itself, they took me to Houston, along with a couple of us at the time. So while going on that international journey, I sort of told myself like, hey, I feel to be on the same level playing ground with some of my peers I was working with. I needed to have that international exposure. Right.
So that is what inspired your move, right?
Initially. There are a couple of things afterwards.
Do you mind expanding on those as well?
Absolutely. So for everybody who has an idea of the energy industry, there was a very tumultuous time. In 2014, 15. So oil price crashed from like $120 to like $40. So I was working for Schlumberger contracting for NNPC, right? And at NNPC, we run 3 types of scenarios for analyzing oil and gas assets, right? So we have the base scenario, which is at $60. If I remember, we have the low scenario, which is about $60. We have the base scenario is about $80, and we have the high scenario is about $120. And this scenario just says, hey, for each of these projects, depending on the oil price, how does that affect the economics of my project, right? So imagine you running a low case scenario at $60 and oil price, the actual oil price should crash below $60. So all your economics is negative, right? So every project within the industry at the time was not economically viable, right? So I'm looking for ways to transition. So I went to other companies. I worked for a company called Sahara Energy. I worked for another company called B Energy, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled, right? And at that time was the advent of big data. So big data, AI hasn't come into play at that time, but big data, a lot of IT focused on how we leverage it, how we can leverage big data. And I was like, you know what, Nigeria is not going to give me the opportunity to learn all of those things. And with my experience in oil and gas, with the amount of data we had, I needed that international exposure. At the time, right, coming from an international oil and gas company to like local companies, I was like, I need to be back, right, to where I was before. So that sort of spurred my ambition into saying, okay, well, I have an MBA. I think right now is the time for my international exposure.
Thank you. So Femi, from what you said, we're doing very good in Nigeria. There are a lot of people who are, I don't know, was it difficult for you to find your way here in terms of like financially and stuff like that? I'm kind of curious about that. Was it a difficult thing?
Definitely. When you're converting naira to dollar, everything is difficult, right? So for me, luckily, I saved up a little, to at least cover some part of my tuition. But definitely, you're coming here to a new land, starting out fresh. So I have all of those considerations in terms of your accommodation and coming as an international student. And for those who don't know, for like public schools here, there's what we call in-state tuition and out-of-state tuition. So in-state tuition is for those that were born here or in the same city where the university is. Then out-of-state is like international students or students from out-of-state in quote, right, as the name implies. So example, in-state tuition could be like, it's a semester, but like maybe $7,000 at a time. Then out-of-state could be $15,000. So that's almost 2x, right?
Yeah.
So you have to come with all the money you have, and that's for a fact. So navigating that it took a lot of financial toll on my finance. So I had to source finance from different avenues, and also just set up myself for success at least for the first 6 months before coming. Thank you.
Yeah. So there are a lot of people that have the same dream that you did, and in a way, I know that you already had a job where you were doing okay.
Right.
There's people who are the same ambitious as you do, and they don't have that job, or they're just like, how am I going to find my way to United States? I'm smart, I have what it takes, but it's just like, it doesn't even seem possible. I don't know where to start from.
Right.
So my question for you, Femi, is how can those people, like, what can they do to just like help them, like, if they don't kind of like have that that job
that opportunity.
Yeah.
Definitely, there are different routes, to come to the United States as a student, and I'm sure we'll discuss other avenues. But as a student, first of all, I would say you need to do your research, right? There are 1,001 scholarships every day that you can plug yourself into, depending on the school. So you need to ask yourself, what are my short and long-term goals, right? What is the industry in this particular country? It could even not be United States, it could be Britain, it could be Australia, what industry is doing exceptionally well? Because for you to leave everything back home in Nigeria and say you want to move abroad, you definitely have to weigh the pros and cons, right? So definitely you need to understand what you're getting yourself into, what are the opportunities available for you. But to answer your question, there are multiple resources, right? If you don't have that financial backing. One is scholarship, like I mentioned. Another one is, being a graduate assistant. So I remember one of
my... Do you remember repeating that? What is it?
Graduate assistantship.
Graduate assistantship?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll expand on that.
Okay, thank you.
So one of my friends, Shemo, doing very well now as well. We also worked at Shlombeje. How we got his scholarship or graduate assistantship at that time. They call it scholarship under, it could be graduate assistantship, but it's still tagged as a scholarship because you get some waiver from your tuition. So he just messaged one of the professors that was in his faculty and I was like, hey, I have this experience in energy, I could write code, this is the project, attach it and send it over. I'll be applying to your school. how best can you help me? I want to work with you. And that was it. The professor just signed him up and he got an email for a scholarship that was going to work with the professor. So his tuition got slashed by like 70%. Exactly. So that's one avenue. Another avenue is to, have different opportunities in terms of volunteer programs. There's also volunteer programs where instead of say, okay, you want to, as well as coming to the school, you want to volunteer for a particular, maybe it could be a new initiative within the university. So they could also put you on their list and sponsor your tuition for free. Yeah, so depending on those of you, just need to do the research. There are different avenues aside from traditional routes, which I came through of paying that lump sum of more money and all of that, definitely.
Absolutely. And do you have any websites in mind that they could just do their research?
Unfortunately, I don't right now, but I can send it to you if you attach it. I can look up. But for me, at the time, I attended University of North Texas, and every day I was combing through the website, right? I was from my faculty website to looking for jobs on the portal, like dining jobs, cooking jobs, just to get my foot into the door, right? So that's another mindset you need to have. There's no pride, because the end justifies the means, right? You need to put in the work. So there's no pride, there's no any job beneath you at that time, because you're just trying to get an opportunity, right? So whichever school, I'll say, have about 3, 4, 5 schools you're looking at that are in line with your career aspirations, and look through the website. Feel free, look at the head of faculty, look at your department head, look at the professors, bombard them with emails, tell them about your experience in Nigeria. So it's good, and it also has to be a win-win scenario, right? You have to bring something to the table in terms of your experience. So definitely, all of those routes, whichever one, just keep trying things, and whichever sticks, never know, you might have the opportunity.
Thank you. So you finally made your way to the United States, right? Yay. Yay, right? Yeah. Exactly. When you came here, right, as an international student,
right,
I can't imagine, it's like you're leaving everything you know.
Absolutely.
What were some difficulties that you faced? And when I say difficulties, think of it like what you faced and what people should also expect to face when they come here.
Right. So I think difficulty in the world has to deal with your expectation and also your mental preparedness, right? Difficult to somebody that is mentally prepared for the job ahead or the task ahead or journey ahead, on a very hard scale will be medium for other people. So I'll just say, first of all, just like you rightly mentioned, prepare yourself that you're starting out fresh, right? Leave everything behind, leave your degree behind. Leave your PhD in Nigeria behind. To help you, but just come as a sponge to learn and attract everything good and positive, right? That way you don't limit yourself. So to answer your question, in terms of difficulty, I would say I didn't really have a culture shock, but most people that have come in newly have had that due to the fact that I've been come here. It was my 4th time for my master's come to the United States. So there was some culture shock. I've not been in a classroom with other people from diverse countries. I've been in trainings but that kind of large classroom, you have people from all over the world, and how the education system is being run here. For me, it was a little bit easier here, right? Because in Nigeria, they just give you handouts and all of that, and just say, hey, you need to come to the exam and pass, right? But here, there's a lot of hands-on approach with your professors, and you have lots of resources you can tap into. Even no matter the school, I've heard of schools where it's in the woods and they have huge amount of resources. But for a lot of difficulties, I would say one, the financial side of things, because you have to navigate yourself to school, back home. You're not working, so you need to pay your bills, you need to pay your rent. Nigeria, rent is every year or every 2 years. They are paying more. They don't care if you're a student or not. You get perks for being a student. Your Apple iPhone, might be twice half the price. But I think finance is one key factor in terms of sustaining yourself. So if you have a job in school, which I did, my second semester really helped me out. Secondly, I'll say communication barrier. I saw a lot of international students struggle with that in terms of the culture of mixing with other students and networking. So you need to have that understanding that now you're on the international level, international stage. You need to be more engaging. You need to meet people from diverse background. Then I would say, as an international student, finding a job, that's one of the biggest difficulty because then you're not allowed to. If you get a job in school, you're only allowed to work 20 hours a week.
Oh, you're limited to how much you can work.
Yes, 20 hours a week if my memory serves me right. Yes, 20 hours a week.
That's not full time.
That's not full time because they expect you're going to classes and you're working, so they don't want anything to disturb your class, right, or your studies. You get what I'm saying? So you're limited, and that's even if you get an opportunity to work. So imagine not even working at all, right? So you're limited in terms of opportunity. You might even be qualified for some roles. I remember when I came, I'll go on Indeed and I'll see lots of jobs, and I'll apply to it and say, hey, I'm a student, I'm on an so a student visa is called F1 visa, and you'll be like, the first question they ask you, or the last question, is that the first question or the last question? Are you authorized to work in the United States without visa sponsorship? Yes or no? No gray area. So once you check no, just know your application is out the door.
More than 100% denied.
Yeah, so out the door. Every job, there's no job I've seen in the United States that doesn't have that question. Entry level job, director level job, you must be authorized to work in the United States. So I'll say those are the three key things. Another thing everybody complains about is, I know, they say the loneliness, right? Leaving family back home, leaving what you work for, leaving your significant other, leaving your kids or whatever, you have to brace up. It's not going to last forever. Just know that there's always that kind of tunnel. America rewards hard work. America rewards resilience. America rewards brilliance. It rewards talent. So just having all of those things back of your mind will push you through some of those difficulties.
Thank you for highlighting the loneliness. I came here a very long time ago.
Yeah.
When I was like 11 years old. Even when I came here, I cannot lie, I experienced the loneliness as well for 2 years.
As a non-student?
As a non-student. I mean, when I got to high school, that's a different...
Right.
Well, I actually wasn't... I don't think... I didn't attend high school for like a year when I came here. But just being at home, not having anything, it was so weird. So, but like he said, it gets better.
Yeah, it gets better.
It honestly gets better.
For you, like you said, you moved to... attend high school, develop friends and all of that, and those form your base for friendship. But imagine coming here, you're maybe 25, 26, while your friends and connections you build back home, you're leaving that behind, and you're starting fresh. So that's challenging here.
But it gets better. Just like when I moved to Texas, I didn't really have any friends. But it got better. I know people now. But anyway, thank you so much. I think we've been learning a lot, from you lately. And there was something you mentioned about you got a job as a student.
Right.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
I'm curious because that's a tough thing without you came here on what visa did you come? F1 visa?
Student visa,
Okay, you came here on F1 visa and it's hard to get a job as an international student. But you were able to pull it up. We can say God was involved too, but but yeah, tell us how did you?
So that was really a funny story, right? So I think I met someone in church. I'm going to also mention community is very important. I'll say what you can work on by yourself for a year, meeting people, you can do it in like 6 months or 3 months.
Word.
Yeah. So I met someone. I was in church. I can't remember, but I think it was church somewhere or a party or something. So I just said, hey, I'm a student at Soso University. Like, my cousin goes there. I'll send you his number. Maybe you can see if he can get you a job or something, or link you up with one of the professors in university. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got the number. I can't remember his name now. But wherever you are right now, thank you so much.
Aww, thank you.
And shout out to my cousin too, Femi. Who's really instrumental helping me with the soft line. Shout out to you, Femi. So I took the number, texted the guy, was like, okay, I'm going to send you to somebody But unfortunately, I think the professor was no longer in the faculty at that time, right? So I was like, you know what? I paid my first semester school fees. I have half of second semester. After that, Shingbai.
Then you left.
Yeah, zero. Like,
yeah.
you know, what am I gonna do? Actually, was my best friend that day too. He gave me some pointers as well. You know, discuss later. But I was like, you know what? This is do or die. So that day, I think I can't remember what I was doing in the house, and I was like, you know what? I can't be in the house. Nothing's gonna come to me from my home. So I just went to the car. I just got to my license. That was another story for another day. I had to do my driver's license like 3 times. Straight, not that I couldn't drive, but for some reason, they was always counting me. They were counting something against me. Maybe I didn't look left enough. I didn't look. Well, anyway,
You're driving the way you drove in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That's
so, but anyway, that day I was like, I told my cousin and I at the time, you know, we're in the same school. I was like, bro, I'm going to school. I was like, for what? I was like, I'm going to look for a job. So that was crazy. I just took the car. It was like 35 minutes drive. I was in Plano, then school was in Benton. So I go to school. I started knocking on all the doors of all the professors. Yeah. Oh, and it was on a Friday, so not many of them were around. So I was going around, and there was a professor, his name is Dr. Becker, I remember. And I went to his office, I was like, I would like to work for you, sir. He looked at me. Like, and I was like, I just introduced myself, you know, I'm studying this, I'm in one of your classes. Okay, you know what? I like your courage. Just said, wait for me. So I waited for like 20 minutes. And he stood up from his chair and took me to the head of hiring for international students. So international that teach undergraduates, right? So it was like, his name is I think from Thailand or something. I was like, hey Anta, this is Femi, my friend. He just waiting for that day, calling me his friend.
Aww.
You know, I want him to get a job. I've seen his experience and everything. I would like him to teach one of the students. I think it was information technology or some undergraduate course, I can't remember. But so I met with Anta, sent me my resume, and I got a call like 2 days after that I should apply on the portal. I did. Then another 3 days after, I got a job. So immediately I got a job. I went to the international department, school department, and I told her, hey, I have a job now and everything. My tuition was slashed into 2.
Whoa!
Immediately, you know, my second semester. So,
whoa!
And from the second semester to my final semester, there were 4 semesters, I was paying in-state tuition all through.
Wow!
Exactly. So it goes back to the point where, you know, I will say, never limit yourself. You know, break down doors, regardless. Never feel intimidated, never feel shy. You know, there's so many students that in your same category. You know, I don't have this, but there's always something, right? I've heard people that have worked in like international department, student advising, and they've got this in-state too. You know, so if you just limit yourself to what's on the website, right, or what people are saying, you won't really have the opportunity. But you need to have direct contact. You need to be able to have conversations with people in those places that you want to work, regardless of whether you have an appointment or not. I never know, right? So
I don't need to keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
The guy vouched for you that he's seen your work and he knows you can work. You know, what were you doing to make him feel like he's seen your work? Like, were you like getting A+? Like,
so I just told him about my experience in Nigeria. I told him I had my MBA and I just wanted to have more foray into information technology. That's why I came for my master's. And I'm interested in big data. You know, so again, it goes back to another point where you must be able to sell yourself in a minute. Because if I rambled, you just be like, I'll get back to you. So you must sell yourself in like a minute, in 2 minutes. Seize every opportunity, you know, because if I had not done that, probably I won't get the opportunity, and I'll probably be in more student debt right now. You know, also good, no debt right now, but you know, having that resilience, having that opportunity to meet everybody, you know, don't downgrade or don't look at anybody as small or cannot help you. You know, also be tactful about it, you know, be respectful. I never know how that'll play out.
So before you got this job, describe all the emotions that you were going through when you thought, how am I going to do next semester? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Describe the emotions.
Man, it was crazy. As you asked the question, I just had a flashback. You know, I remember I sold my car in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, I'd left everything, and it was more like I was in a kind of like a part-time job there. You know, like a medium job, but it was just not sufficing, right? Like rent, feeding, and buying textbooks, buying softwares for the course I was on at the time. So it was a lot, right? I mean, I still had some, amount of money, but it wasn't gonna get me to the end of the semester or to the end of my program. So it was a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes I'm like, did I make the right decision? Yeah, I'll think about it. So now I was in my car, I'm just like, damn, I know I'll approach it. And one thing about me, I've always, in terms of finance and all that, I've never hit like a roadblock or like a dead end. So I always knew something was going to be figured out, but you never know, right? And you get emails from the school that, hey, this amount is due, you need to pay this for next semester to register. So it's a roller coaster of emotions, and international students find it really, really tough. So just have to keep that faith, keep praying, and one opportunity will stick.
Thank you. So I want to highlight, I think you've spoken a little bit about it, the financial difficulties.
Right.
You had enough money saved for the first year and maybe for the second semester.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, second semester you got your tuition cut in half, right? You still had at least 5 semesters left.
No, it was 4.
You had 4 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. So you had 4 semesters left. Yeah. So a lot of people, some people might not be, fortunate as you to be able to, take that courage and go break down doors or whatever. So how are you able to, when it comes to the finances, how are you able to figure it out? I want you to highlight more on that financial difficulty. Like, what did you do? Like, because people might be going through this right now, where they're just like, I can only imagine they're scared, afraid of the future, they're having panic attacks, maybe depressed, So
So I feel like I'm not going to tell you, don't come with something, right? You definitely have to. If you don't get your scholarship, right? And if you're so ready to move out of whatever place you are to the United States, you need to have at least that backing. And I feel like once you get into your foot into the door, it sort itself out. There are so many things you can do on the side legally. At some point I was doing like delivery and stuff, and not like I enjoyed it, but I definitely knew that I
gotta do what you gotta do.
So again, your network also, volunteer opportunities. There are people that will recruit from school, from international students. Maybe they have like a event or something. They recruit international students. I mean, I shouldn't say this online, but they pay you like cash, right? To help out. But I just feel, just get yourself into the door. If you can start out like your first semester, there'll be some avenue, to make money, also legally, emphasis on legally, to break that burden financially. And also this goes back to my point I was going to mention, have a marketable skill. You get what I'm saying? For a lady, you could know how to braid hair. For a guy, you could know how to barb. You could go to your say, hey guys, I'm going to barb you guys. You charge $50, you charge $25. Have something that you can sell before coming, because that's very critical to help in terms of those financial obstacles. So.
I like that. I feel like that's really going to help a lot of people.
And I missed one, sorry. So right now, with the advent of platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, you can become a freelance. If you're good at using tools, you're good at Python, you're good at cloud, you're good at Alteryx or whatever tool, there's always a demand for it. So you can set up your profile in Fiverr, for example, and be good at it. People will reach out to you and pay you. So for every gig I know a friend that is on Fiverr, and he does Tableau dashboards for people. And for every gig, he makes minimum of like $60. Yeah, minimum. And in a month, you can get like 40 gigs. I mean, it's nothing like in comparison to your bills and all of that, but at least you have some revenue that can sustain you, you know. So just have the marketable skill, and to be honest, without that, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, just have something you can maybe before coming to United States, before coming to do your masters, right? You can dedicate like 6 months to an in-demand skill. You get what I'm saying?
That's smart.
And compared to education, I would say the corporate America rewards skill, not degree. So school gives you the opportunity to network, to develop that under network, that community. You know, a lot of companies come to schools to hire as well. But trust me, if you have the demand skill, even while you're studying, right, and you're good at the skill, you could reach out to a recruiter and apply. Hey, I have this experience in like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud Platform. You know, I've done this amount of work, and they can give you that chance to interview. I'm probably far for you. You get what I'm saying? So don't come here without a skill. Whatever skill you can do, whether it's a handyman skill or a technical skill. I'm speaking from the IT background now. You know, I don't know about healthcare and other fields, you know, but just have something that people can give you a chance with.
Or like I know somebody, they are like a professional like thumbnail where they do great thumbnails and stuff like that.
Nice.
And they're looking to come here, so that's a skill that you
even with TikTok. Influencing. Exactly, like
go be a content creator.
You can create content. Oh, day in the life of an international student.
Exactly.
You know, this is gonna pay. Facebook is gonna pay.
Yeah.
But not just have anything and come in. You know, it's not the best.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's not the stuff. Yeah.
It's tough. Well, you know what? I feel like you've been, you know, blowing my mind, and I'm just so glad to have you here. For, you know, and I feel like there's no one that's gonna watch this episode, either as an international student or someone planning to become an international student, that would not learn a thing or two from this. So, Mr. Adesida, we just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't do that, man. Let's do that. Lovely. All right. So the one thing I love your story because from what you can hear, this man is a hustler. Went to knock on doors. I need a job and everything, and you know, like that happened. So you gotta get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
But then the next thing I wanted to ask from you is, luckily when you graduated, you got a job right outside of graduation.
Right.
When I tell you that not a lot of people can pull that off, you know, and that's amazing. So, how did you get the job outside of graduation?
Thank you. So again, another funny story, right? It just goes back to having a skill, applying yourself. Don't look down at any opportunity. Luckily for me, my university at the time, a lot of companies come to recruit, but just to even like discuss and meet students, you might not even want to recruit, right? So before, I think internship starts from May, from like April, May. So from May actually, so a lot of companies will come in May, April, March to come and like meet students and see potential internship candidates. So at the time, I can vividly remember I was in the library and I was actually going to apply for some insurance internship, right? So because it was my second year doing my master's, so I was like, I needed an internship before I graduate. So that would give me more opportunity to like work in corporate America fully and have that exposure. So I was doing an internship. I was applying. It was an insurance company. I think it was Mr. Cooper or something like that. I can't remember. So I was applying, then not applied. I had applied. Then they had set me up for an interview. It was not Mr. Cooper. I remember the company. I'm sorry. Yeah, I also applied to Mr. Cooper. But anyway, they had set me for an interview. I was always going for the interview. So the insurance company then was like, for every intern, they're going to pay you based on commission. And for me, I don't like that money.
It was almost like sales.
Yeah, I've done technical sales while I was a student major for the product. But I don't want to be doing. I'm a technical guy. Because I like to code. I like to, learn new things and all of that. So sales was not down my alley, right? So I was like, you know what? I don't have a job. Let me just apply let me do the interview, whatever. At least I can put on my resume that I work
for something.
This internship, and you never know. I might meet someone. So I was like, you know what? I'll do the interview. So I get on the interview, and tell me why 5 minutes into the interview, on my laptop then, I see a message from like one of the apps we use in school, and that a certain company is on campus and they're meeting students. There was an energy company, an oil and gas company, and I worked in oil and gas for like 7 years before coming here. I was like, you know what? Damn this interview. So while in the interview, I'm not advising this for anybody. I closed the interview. Abruptly.
Did you tell them I need to go there to the register?
No, I just told them that, I told them I need to go, that I can just reschedule. So they were wondering what was going on.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I need to go and all that. They were like, okay.
Yeah.
So while going for that, so as I closed it, they were like, okay, it was rescheduled. I get an email in 5 minutes. Thank you for your application. We're not going to continue. They denied me like 5 minutes after. So I was like, whatever. For some reason, I didn't get hurt about it because I knew I think I have more chance where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah. So I ran to what the company was, the Pioneer Insurance. So I go there, and there were 10 minutes to closing. So they have been there for like an hour, 30 minutes. I think they came in around 9 a.m. and it was around, I got there like 10:20. So they leave like 10:30. So they have packed up their projectors. They had already met students. I was like, damn. So there was a line, right? So some of the students, they were like, one of my classmates was like, Femi, you came late. I went in front of the line. I was just so confident, something's gonna happen. And I put on my resume.
Yeah.
I just begged that, please, I'm late. Can I just get in front of the line? So I do that, and I and I see the first guy I meet. I was like, hey, my name is this, that. I work in the energy industry. This is my resume. He just looks at it and was like, for like 10 seconds, just told me, I know somebody that would like this. I was like, okay, thank you. Tell me why a day after, I get a call from HR. Congratulations.
Wow.
We're going to start you. You're going to be an intern with us. The pay was like ×3 of what the base of the insurance company was giving. Yeah. They were going to take me to the oil rig. They were going to fly us to Austin, to the Midlands. It was going to give us it was the best internship ever. Yeah. So I didn't even do no interview. No interview. So I was like, damn. I was just frozen. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. Then I started. So after the semester ended, I started. They even gave me sign-on bonus.
What semester was this when you got?
This was my second to the last semester. My
second to the third semester.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so blessed because guess what? First semester you pay. You had money for second semester. First and half of second, right? And then you got a job, so that half was so you have first and second. And then the third semester you had a job, so you had a way to pay for the third semester and the fourth semester. Yeah. Well, you have some grace following you. I swear, everybody, did you pray a lot or something?
But
your parents.
I was praying. I was praying a lot. Not a lot, but I was praying more than how I'm praying now, too. Because
the struggles are real back then.
I do pray. Every morning I listen to. I go to a church where we do morning 6 a.m. morning prayers. I try to tune to that, and but definitely I won't take out God from success. It was very paramount, setting me in the right place at the right time. So definitely, that was.
Because a lot of people would not do what you did. Yeah. Lived in
I just felt like it was just the Holy Spirit just guiding me through. Yeah. I won't even I won't do that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm scared, I'm rude, I don't want to be rude and all that.
Yeah. So. It's like something was guiding you, definitely the Holy Spirit, and even how you got up that day from your apartment and you were like, I'm going to school to find a job. Right. It just seemed like an instinct, like something you need to learn to master that voice. Right. And follow it when it says go.
I tried to master it in stocks and I got burnt.
Well, stocks is a whole different different game.
Yeah, what was a session on that?
Yeah, that's a different game. But this is another, is a stock guru, options guru. He makes money, he loses money. Story of our life.
Right.
It's just, the point is, you have to kind of have your feet in multiple places.
Yeah, just try. Just
Yeah.
Try. Just put yourself. You never can tell which one's gonna.
Exactly. Because even when you got the job as an internship, because I know you personally, you were still doing your delivery job,
Stuff,
right?
yeah.
Because you were still doing that.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is beautiful.
Yeah. So they gave us like sign-on bonus. It was the best institutional experience ever. And I still have like some of my co-workers at the time as friends, you know, and just the experience. It was just a good experience,
Right.
that I cherish.
So after the internship,
Right.
the internship, they obviously did not care about your visa status.
Right.
They were okay with it. Were you able to secure a job with that company?
Yeah.
So why did they keep you?
Great question. And I tell this to a lot of international students. I see a lot of people that are so timid. You know, once they enter into a particular work environment, they're to themselves. You know, they don't.
They what?
They're to themselves. You know. So I think for every endeavor, for every opportunity you find yourself, or any scenario, any job or whatever, you know, always give yourself a goal. So before I started the internship, because I knew my background, like I wasn't going to go back to Nigeria, at least for now. You know, I told myself, if they're going to retain anybody in this internship, I'm going to be number one. Yeah, that's what I told myself. Like, if they're going to retain anybody, even if they're not going to retain, I will fight. You know, because that's what I had at the time. I'm like, once I can get my foot into this door, that's it. You know, so I would say I was asking a lot of questions. I was very serious about the project they gave me. I finished, I think the first project they gave me was meant to be for like 3 months through the internship program. I finished in a month. I presented the findings and they were very happy with it. I brought a new dimension. Because again, I was
your background.
You know, so they were looking at the analysis of their oil and gas assets with one economic indicator. I was able to use 4 and integrate it and give it like a ranking. So they were like, this is new. Nobody has said about this. This guy's gonna be an asset to us. If he can do this in 3 months, what will he do if he has all the tools and everything we give him? You know, I was making connections. I'll go meet my boss after work, chat with him. He was Canadian. What's his name? Can't remember. But I developed a rapport. You know, even with his boss's boss, I made sure everybody on the floor kind of not like in their face or overdo it, you know, just be an irritant, but like meaningful conversations, you know, at lunchtime, you know, ask questions, be curious. I also won an award during the internship for, I think, out of the box thinker. I won an award for that, you know, while during the internship program. So they were noticing me, you get what I'm saying? And I think what struck the chord, there was a question they asked. So the financial, the CFO was giving a presentation because we had the C-suite team was always doing a presentation for interns every other week. So I think they asked one question and for like 5 minutes nobody got it and I got it. So I saw him writing something down and passing it to the head of HR. So I think at that point I already was in. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, but to answer your question, I just say ask questions, you know, be serious about the opportunity and never be afraid to learn new things and apply yourself. Yeah.
So thank you for highlighting that. So luckily for you, you had an internship and you were able to get a job, and then the internship kept you able to get a job.
Right.
So there's some people who might not be lucky to have an internship to get a job. You know, so the question is, how can international students, how can they set themselves up for success to come out of school and just like get it back? I feel like you've kind of highlighted on it, but I just want to focus more on that question.
Yeah, so as an international student, you know, the odds are stacked against you, to be honest. But like I said, once you apply for a job, they ask you, are you authorized to work? So setting yourself up for success has to do a lot with your networking. So if your school has an event, like a networking event or like career fair, print out 100 of your resumes, tailor it to the different companies, research the companies beforehand, and hand out your resumes to anybody. Tell them they can hire it there. You never know who's gonna give you a call, right? Secondly, be close to your professors, because some of the companies reach out to professors and say, who is the best today? You want to hire for this. So I think the Bank of America then had invested in my university mainframe computing, because Bank of America was very heavy on mainframe at the time. So they needed students who come out of college and understand that technology. Yeah. So every 6 months you just see Bank of America, you come hire. You go, whether you have the papers or not. You get what I'm saying? So you just wanted someone with that expertise. And companies will break a arm and leg for you just to have the right talent, right? So America rewards talent. So it's putting yourself, I've known people that don't have anything, but that talent, they know that specialization, they're good at it. And you found companies, a lot of even found companies, Facebook, Meta, and all that, will go all out to get you, because it's a competition also for them. They don't want the best talent, so they are competitor. So the best software engineers, the best cloud engineers, all of that. So having that skill set, that's one. And also, there's what they call OPT. OPT is like if you study a STEM program. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and maths. So when you study a STEM program, you're allowed 2 years in the country to practice with your degree. So that 2 years is an opportunity to showcase yourself in whatever endeavor you have or skill set, right? So with STEM, you have an opportunity that you can leverage on. So to your question, I'll say, if you have a passion for acting, for theater act, this is what I'm going to tell my younger brother and younger sister, leave it behind. You can pursue it after. If that hobby brings you here, that's fine. But if you're coming here, international student, you don't have that, backing, I just want to get yourself into the door. You need to key into the degrees and the courses that are marketable and will reward you instantly. Then you can go back to your hobby when you're well established and all of that, right? But focus on areas or courses that won't give you that 2 years OPT and also give you the opportunity to get a job as fast as possible. There's also what we call EB2. That's for people that have done a lot of like publication and a lot of research in a particular field. They can also apply and get there. And they are eligible to work. There's what they call O1 visa too. I'm not too privy to that, but there are multiple opportunities, where you can set up yourself for success, either through working or through having that opportunity to work with the STEM, EB2, O1, and all of those avenues. So, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much. So that's how to set yourself up for success. Right. How about for those that they get out, right, and job they can't find? Okay. Also, should they pray too? Thank you. Yeah. They get out and they still can't find this job. So if they were STEM, they will have 2 years. Yeah. What other opportunities do they have, like, to kind of just like keep themselves? Let's say their 2 years is almost over. What other opportunities do they have to like keep themselves here, right? To still find the opportunity to like get a job or to stay here. That's tough, right? I know, but yeah.
The one easy way, but to involve more finance, if you can get scholarship, is to still remain in school, pursue that degree, like a PhD. That's one.
No, that's
or another master's. Or a postgraduate program. That's one sure way if you want to still stay here. Another way, which is the best way, that wouldn't be so big of a cost burden, is certifications. I know people that what they studied in school, and you're a testament, right? 3 months cloud engineering program, they get a foot into they get hired. So once you see that you're getting to the end of your program, you know, companies hiring you, you're not getting callbacks. You know, try and shift your focus a little bit. Might want to go from business analyst to data analyst. Might want to try, you know, cybersecurity is not really an opportunity for international students because of the clearance and all that. But, you know, try courses or degrees or professions where people are not willing to go into because of how technical it is. You just have to pay the sacrifice.
Maybe AI?
Yeah, exactly. You know, AI is a budding segment now. You know, in the world, a lot of people are looking for machine learning engineers. So you want to put yourself in a category. You won't just give yourself that much leverage that people will look at your resume twice and your background twice. You know, and the good thing is, I'm not going to say this on camera, but the good thing about it is once you get into an interview, right, regardless of whatever you put there, once you can speak to the recruiter or to the hiring manager and you guys speak the same language, that's it. You know, there'll be competition, but just setting up yourself for success, speaking the same language with whoever is going to hire you, and being in that field or area where there's less competition. For example, Scrum Masters right now, they're finding hard to get a job because it's saturated, right? Cloud engineers are getting jobs easy. I mean, not as before, but due to the fact that there are not so many people doing it and how technical it is. You know, you stand maybe a 5x chance of getting a job in IT than probably Scrum. So just, you know, pros and cons.
Yeah. So thank you for shedding light on that. And Femi, you've been here. You know, you got out. You started working for Pioneer.
Yeah.
Right. And one thing I wanted to mention also, guys, is Femi is a citizen, and he came. He came here in 2018. 6 years. I'm not shitting anybody, but there are people that have been here longer, and they can't testify to what you've been able to accomplish. So I know you're hardworking. God is with you, which I love. So it's just like with all of this, I want to highlight on that citizenship. Because citizenship is like stability in the United States. I mean, if you have your green card too, that's also like stability and all of that. What advice do you have for people to be able to gain that level of, because that's something else that's on another, even if they get a job, people are worried about how will I have papers, how will I have my citizenship, you know, all of that. So please, I love your story, but please help them, help them.
For one, disclaimer, I'm not an immigration attorney.
Word.
So I can only say to the best of my knowledge and my experience, you know. So again, I think everything goes full circle, right? If you're an asset to your company, they're going to fall for you. You know, H1B, all of that, you transfer to your green card. And once you have like a permanent residency, your green card, you can do everything a citizen does except vote. Right? And maybe you can get into some government jobs like cybersecurity, or you know, some government jobs that need clearance as a citizen. Some jobs are stated there, you know. So once you get your green card, right, you as well grounded as much as you can. You know, the more you stay, the more you build your portfolio, and you can now apply for citizenship, right? But it goes back to the point, just getting your foot into the door, you know, applying for those jobs. Yeah, like you rightly mentioned, there's a lot of people, 20 years, you know, they're still not on that path. But once your company finds you again as an asset, and you have to look for companies that far, right? You know, again, like I mentioned, there's EB1. So if you are someone that you like writing publications, certifications, you can also submit that EB1. It gets you on that path to your residency. You know, and just have to research. There are multiple other ways. Yeah, just research information. I feel like everything you want here is online. You know, just have to dig deep and know where you are.
And when I look at your story, and even me knowing you personally, you're always very aware of like what's going on. So for example, with you knowing that Bank of America was investing in your school, some people will be here, some people will be in the school and they won't know, right? So it's almost like investing that time in awareness, research, you listen to the news. Like for someone like you got like out of the box thinker,
Yeah.
Right? So that's something that's kind of helped you, right? Like if you have to think about a skill, like a
Right.
strength of yours that's helped you along your journey, what would that be?
Trying every opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say
And curiosity?
curiosity, exactly.
Yeah, curiosity. Mm-hmm.
I remember, this is a very good story actually for international student. My cousin at the time, Wale, he was teaching, he got a job at internship at Atmos Energy as well. So I saw the flyer, the email that, Atmos is coming to our school. So he was teaching then. So I was like, dude, come up. You know, you never can tell. The head of analytics is on campus. We have ABC room, right? Why not pull up? So like, nah, I'm good. I'm not dressed up. I was like, just come. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So it was like you let me know. So I said, yeah, just come. You know. So it was like reluctantly came. Long story short, out of like 100 people in that room, it was the only one that got a job.
Wow.
Even I, like all this.
Did not get
Yeah.
Oh, this was before Pioneer.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, even I did not get the job. So you never can know which opportunity will click. Just apply yourself. You know, everybody was just in suits, slacks, and everything. Guess what he came in with?
What?
Leather jacket and jeans. I don't know if that was the guy the recruiter liked.
Yeah.
That was just different. But it was strange. Because it was just strange. And there's an internship there.
Wow.
I had a good time, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you never know what's gonna click. Just
be open.
be open. Yeah, be a sponge.
Absolutely. So I just I wanted to expand on you know, I just want to take this time to just basically say you shed a lot of light on, you know, for people trying to be an international student, for people that are an international student.
Right.
I think we've achieved our goal. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so much we can see on this platform. Probably we'll do a 2.0.
Yeah.
But I feel with these few points, you can go online and research, you know, some keywords. Even the school you want to go to or attend. Never be afraid to send an email. Never be afraid to walk into those doors. Never be afraid to make that connection. 90% of people will turn you down, regardless. You know, don't feel, I've tried. Keep trying till one sticks.
And where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
You know, one thing, you beat me to my next question. I was going to ask you, what advice do you have for international students, soon to be international students, already international students? But I think you just answered that.
Yeah, and just to add, like, from the beginning, we already established skill. You know, America rewards skill. Advanced, not just America, advanced countries, Australia, Britain, rewards skill. Just try to, even if it's like a crash program, before you come, right? It's AI in coding, in project management, something that even to your, in addition to your education, will put you at a higher level than your competition. So having that background, having that experience, because they don't want to train you from scratch. And education is different from application. So I didn't have to pay for college. So
amazing, amazing. Well, Femi, I just wanted to say it is lovely having you. Thank you so much for your wonderful time, and I just hope you all would thank him in the comments or anything like that. And hopefully we'll have you for another session where, maybe a live session where people that want to be international students will actually come alive and ask you questions. I think that would be absolutely great. And we just wanted to say, your story is so inspiring, and this man is doing extremely well for himself today. But he's gonna even do better.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, just thinking of his story, he's doing extremely well for himself. I'm so happy to call him a friend. And I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this. Please comment and subscribe below. Thank you, and have a lovely, wonderful day. And also we have our director, his wife, she goes by the name Ife, she's behind the scenes right there. So tell her thank you as well. And we just want to say we appreciate you all. And have a lovely, wonderful day. Tell them bye. Bye.